which is verses 11 through 13. Verse 11. And Boaz answered and said to her, It has been fully reported to me all that you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. His words translated as fully reported form an antique idiom. They're the words huged, hugad, showed. Somewhere along the line, since their return to Israel, and most probably from Naomi herself, Boaz heard that Ruth had come along with Naomi and of her tender care and love for her. It wasn't just a passing comment, but it was a tapestry of a fine description concerning her, as his words indicate right here. Though humble and willing to endure trials, privation, and an obscure life, notice was taken of her, and her commendation has come. It is reflective of the words of Jesus from Matthew chapter 6. Here's what he says. But when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your charitable deed may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret himself will reward you openly. Ruth now receives open praise for deeds which were quietly done in a corner and without the sounding of any blowing trumpets. Verse 11 goes on, and how you have left your father and your mother in the land of your birth. In respect and love for Naomi, Ruth was willing to give up all of her childhood memories, her family, and the sweet smells and tastes which accompany life on home soil. This shows a depth of character far different than the vast majority of the people on earth. Instead of self-gratification and certainty of what would be a much easier life, she was willing to accept whatever her lot would be as she ventured with Naomi to the land of Israel. Her character is known by her actions. Verse 11 continues, and have come to a people whom you did not know before. The phrase from which the word before is translated is telmol shilshom, or literally yesterday and the day before. It's a primitive way of representing time past. Not only was the land different, and not only would the cherished memories of her youth slowly fade away, Ruth had come to a people whom she had no knowledge of at any point in her life. Her knowledge of Israel, and think of this, it was limited to that of her dead husband, her dead brother-in-law, and dead father-in-law, along with that of Naomi. And for them to go to Moab, it means that they had left Israel during a time of famine and hardship. All she saw about Israel was just calamity. So for her to return with Naomi after knowing all of this showed that she was willing to accept the people of Israel in a manner far differently than other foreigners would. Boaz understood that she was determined to not be a foreigner in a foreign land, but she was willing to be a foreigner in a new homeland. Though not an Israelite, she was willing to accept life as one.